10 most dangerous rivers on Earth. A river can deceive like few things can. At first glance, it looks peaceful, a mirror of calm, a serene landscape where nothing seems to threaten. But that calm is only a mask. In seconds, tranquility can turn into a deadly ambush. Invisible currents that swallow boats like paper toys, whirlpools that devour entire villages, and floods so violent they've erased cities from the map. What seems like life on the surface hides a force capable of destroying everything. These rivers aren't just bodies of water. They're living giants, breathing colossi where beauty itself is just a disguise. Beneath their surface, silent killers wait. Forces of nature and creatures as deadly as any weapon ever made. Welcome to Latitude Zero. Today, we won't talk about mountains or jungles, but about liquid titans that have shaped human history. Currents that once guided explorers, but also became the graves of those who dared to challenge them. In this journey, we'll navigate through the 10 most dangerous rivers on Earth, places where raw power, hidden secrets, and nightmarish creatures collide. From crocodiles that can destroy a boat in seconds, to anacondas longer than a school bus, this voyage will show that water, as vital as it is feared, can also be the purest form of unstoppable power. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to see isn't just a ranking, it's a descent into the planet's most lethal arteries. Number 10. The Ganges River, India. In India, the Ganges isn't just a river, it's a living god. Millions worship it, cross it, and bathe in its waters, believing it cleanses the soul. But that devotion comes with a heavy price. Every single day, the Ganges receives tons of industrial waste, chemicals, and even human remains. In cities like Varanasi, it's common to see floating bodies, victims of incomplete rituals or cremations interrupted by poverty. The contrast is brutal. While some pray with flowers in their hands, just a few meters away, others die from infections carried by those same sacred waters. The World Health Organization considers it one of the most polluted rivers on the planet. Bathing here means exposing yourself to bacterial levels thousands of times higher than what's considered safe, and navigating it isn't any safer. During monsoon season, the Ganges turns into a monster, destroying houses as if they were made of cardboard. For millions, it's a symbol of faith. For others, it's a deadly sentence. And while life continues to flow along its shores, far across the ocean, another river in South America hides even darker secrets beneath its vast waters. Number 9. The Orinoco River, Venezuela, Colombia. The Orinoco commands respect, not just for its power to erase islands during floods, but for the giants that inhabit its depths. Among them, the most feared of all, the Orinoco crocodile. This prehistoric reptile can grow beyond 5 meters in length, with historical records close to 7. That makes it one of the largest crocodilians on Earth. To put it into perspective, a 6-meter crocodile is as long as a double-cab pickup truck and nearly as heavy as a compact car. Its bite force? Over 3,000 pounds per square inch, strong enough to crush cow bones or split a wooden canoe in half without effort. Fishermen tell stories of nights when these beasts launched themselves against their boats, vanishing under the water with their prey in seconds. But the Orinoco's danger isn't just in its jaws. This river has been a frontier, a trade route, and a battlefield throughout history. Here, life and death flow side by side, perfectly balanced, perfectly fragile. And if this South American giant can wipe entire lands from the map, imagine a river in North America that looks calm, yet hides an even longer record of tragedy beneath its surface. Number 8. The Mississippi River, United States. The Mississippi is one of North America's most iconic rivers. At first glance, it looks calm, wide, historic, full of life and commerce. But beneath that familiar surface lies a constant, silent danger. Its undercurrents are invisible. What seems like a smooth, steady flow can suddenly pull a small boat down as if it were made of paper. Every year, the Mississippi claims dozens of lives, from reckless swimmers to seasoned sailors caught off guard. During certain floods, it releases a volume of water equal to 500,000 Olympic pools per second, a monster impossible to contain. In winter, thick fog turns navigation into a deadly gamble. Massive cargo ships have collided in near-zero visibility, leaving stretches of the river littered with twisted steel and ghostly wrecks. And when hurricanes strike, the Mississippi becomes something else entirely. A highway of destruction capable of drowning entire cities, just as it did with New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina. Behind its image as a river of culture and music, it hides the heart of a silent executioner, one that never forgives mistakes. And farther north, beyond the fog and storms, another river waits. One that mixes freezing temperatures with wild currents so brutal that even the most experienced explorers think twice before entering. Number 7. The Fraser River, Canada. Amid Canada's majestic landscapes, the Fraser River looks like a picture of peace, winding through snowy mountains and endless pine forests. But beneath that postcard, beauty hides one of the most treacherous currents in the Northern Hemisphere. The Fraser is a legend among extreme kayakers. Its Class 5 rapids are like riding a runaway car with no brakes down a mountain road. Every year, adventurers arrive hoping to conquer it, and many vanish within seconds. Its whirlpools are so violent that even motorboats have been swallowed whole, leaving no trace. During the thaw, the Fraser unleashes its full power. In just a few hours, it releases as much water as the entire city of Vancouver consumes in a year. Whole trees drift downstream like fragile twigs, a chilling reminder that here, there is no room for mistakes. Locals tell stories of impossible rescues, and memorials line the banks, silent witnesses to lives claimed by the current. In Canada, respecting the Fraser isn't just a choice, it's survival itself. And if in these icy waters death can strike in seconds, imagine what happens farther south, in a South American giant whose waters have swallowed ships and inspired legends for centuries. Number 6. The Parana River, Argentina/Brazil/Paraguay. The Parana is a true giant of South America, the second longest river on the continent, right after the Amazon. Its presence dominates the landscape, and its flow is so immense that it feeds one of the largest hydroelectric dams on Earth, Itaipu. But what makes it truly dangerous isn't just its size, it's its unpredictable nature. Throughout history, the Parana has swallowed thousands of boats. During flood season, it releases water equivalent to 10 Niagara Falls crashing down at once. For those who live along its banks, one storm is all it takes for the river to rise into a furious monster, devouring farmland, homes, and entire communities. Its course is full of invisible whirlpools, shifting sandbanks, and hidden traps that move from year to year, as if the river itself were alive. To navigate it is to enter a liquid labyrinth that is never the same twice. The Parana is both a giver and a destroyer, a source of life, wealth, and devastation. And if this muddy giant can swallow ships whole, far to the north lies another river that doesn't just threaten with its strength, but with a cold so brutal it can freeze life itself. Number 5. The Lena River, Siberia, Russia. In the frozen heart of Siberia stretches the Lena, a river that seems endless. Over 2,500 miles of water cutting through one of the most inhospitable regions on Earth. For most of the year, it remains locked in ice, transforming into a crystal highway where trucks and villagers cross as if it were solid ground. But when spring arrives, the Lena awakens. The thaw turns this frozen giant into pure chaos. In just hours, entire towns vanish underwater. Its floods are so violent, they've forced the evacuation of entire cities. Scenes that look more like tsunamis sweeping across the tundra. The ice itself becomes a weapon. Massive shards break loose and drift downstream like floating blades, shredding boats and smashing wooden houses as if they were toys. And then there's the cold, the silent killer. Anyone who falls into its waters has minutes before hypothermia shuts the body down. To put it simply, a healthy person could survive longer without air in a burning building than in the Lena during thaw season. In Siberia, the Lena isn't just geography. It's a boundary between life and death. And if here the cold can end everything, imagine a river in Africa whose warm beauty hides one of the most savage and deadly scenes in all of nature. Number 4. The Zambezi River, Africa, Victoria Falls. The Zambezi is one of Africa's most spectacular rivers and one of the most dangerous on Earth. Its waters give birth to the mighty Victoria Falls, a thunderous spectacle so overwhelming that early explorers called it the smoke that thunders. But behind that postcard of beauty lies a battleground between man and nature. The Zambezi is home to some of the most lethal animals on the continent. Crocodiles over 5 meters long drift through the current, disguised as floating logs, waiting to strike. And the hippos, deceptively calm and almost comical to the eye, are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than any other land animal. For local fishermen, stepping into the Zambezi is a daily gamble with death. Its rapids, especially around Batoka Gorge, are so wild they've been compared to free-falling on a roller coaster, only without tracks and without brakes. Even the best rafting guides know that one mistake could be their last. The Zambezi is the great paradox of Africa, breathtaking in its beauty and merciless in its wrath. And if these warm waters demand respect, there's another river nearby where the true danger doesn't come from the current, but from the land that surrounds it. Number 3. Cano Cristales, Colombia. Cano Cristales is known worldwide as the River of 5 Colors. Its crystal-clear waters and the aquatic plant Macarenia clavigera paint its bed in shades of red, yellow, green, blue, and black, as if nature herself had spilled a watercolor palette in the middle of the Colombian jungle. At first sight, it looks unreal, like a paradise untouched by time. But behind its beauty lies a dangerous truth. For decades, the region surrounding Cano Cristales was controlled by guerrillas and armed conflict. Even today, while tourism has returned, there are still areas nearby laced with landmines and territories watched by armed groups. Traveling there demands extreme caution. A few miles off course can mean stepping into hostile ground, and nature here is no easier. The river lies deep inside the Sierra de la Macarena, where dense jungle, suffocating heat, and wildlife that includes venomous snakes and stealthy jaguars make every journey a trial of endurance. For locals, Cano Cristales is not just a wonder. It's a reminder that in Colombia, nature's beauty and human danger have often shared the same ground. And if this place blends the sublime with the perilous, what awaits ahead is a river whose sheer depth and power have earned it the title of the most feared in all of Africa. Number 2. The Congo River, Africa. The Congo is a river that defies logic. It's the deepest river on Earth, plunging over 720 feet, deeper than a 70-story building turned upside down. Beneath its surface lie underwater canyons, whirlpools that can swallow entire boats in seconds, and a darkness where light itself disappears. In its most violent sections, the Inga and Livingstone Rapids, navigation is nearly impossible. Scientists and explorers have tried to map its depths, but many expeditions have ended in tragedy. To understand its power, in certain stretches, the Congo releases as much energy as a nuclear power plant running at full capacity, and the danger doesn't end at the water's edge. The river crosses dense jungles and lands scarred by decades of armed conflict. Here, survival isn't measured in days, it's measured in minutes. Fishermen and villagers speak of places where the water seems to breathe, opening and closing as if alive, and of canoes that vanish in an instant, pulled into invisible abysses. The Congo isn't just a river. It's a living force, an untamed abyss marking the border between what's known and what should never be crossed. And if these waters feel like breathing monsters, the number one spot takes us to the mightiest river on Earth, where raw power meets a kingdom of creatures straight out of a nightmare. Number 1. The Amazon River, South America. The Amazon is the undisputed king of rivers. Stretching over 4,350 miles, it carries more water than the next 7 largest rivers on Earth combined. At first glance, it looks like an infinite liquid highway, but in truth, it's a wild labyrinth filled with invisible traps. Storms here can form in minutes. A clear sky can turn into a hell of lightning and rain that hits with the force of a hurricane. Its floods erase entire villages as if they never existed. Currents change direction without warning, dragging massive tree trunks like floating projectiles. But the real terror of the Amazon lies in its creatures. Here dwell piranhas that can strip flesh in minutes, black caimans over 5 meters long, and venomous stingrays that have left fishermen mutilated for life. And then there's the dreaded kangaroo, a tiny parasitic fish capable of entering the human body through the most vulnerable openings. Yet nothing compares to the legends of the giant anacondas. Stories speak of serpents reaching 10 meters or more, though confirmed specimens of 7 to 8 meters already equal the length of a full-size school bus. Their bodies are thicker than a truck tire, and once they strike, their crushing strength can break bones like dry branches. Explorers tell of cattle dragged from the riverbank, and villagers whisper of shadows longer than boats gliding silently beneath the surface. No one truly knows how large they can become, because the Amazon keeps its secrets as fiercely as it protects its jungle. The Amazon isn't just a river. It's a living border between the human and the unknown. A brutal reminder that nature doesn't just create beauty, it also gives birth to monsters. The rivers we've crossed are not just streams of water. They are boundaries between life and death. Places where nature demands respect and reminds us how fragile human existence truly is. If this journey through the planet's most lethal arteries gave you chills, imagine what's still waiting to be discovered. This is Latitude Zero, where we explore the most extreme, wild, and astonishing corners of our world. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us on our next expedition. Because here at Latitude Zero, every journey opens a door to the Earth's deepest secrets.